it. Hello, welcome back. We are going to look at the document that are required when we are receiving medicines. We have what we call a delivery note. We have a packing list. We have goods received note. We have discrepancy form. We have a tax invoice, and then there is what we call a receiving form. So a delivery note, this is issued by the supplier to the person receiving the medicine. Should be checked and signed off by the driver and then the person receiving, or persons or people that are receiving medicines. And then we have the key elements of how a delivery form may look like. We have the date, the requisition number, then the issue voucher number, delivery person name and signature, the vehicle number, and then number of boxes that were delivered, and then the staff members that were present, and then their signatures. That is how it looks like. So here is a summary of the key elements. We have date of delivery, requisition number that identifies the order placed, issue voucher number or packing note that identifies that the order was sent, number of boxes in the order. We have the vehicle registration number, the health workers signatures, and then the delivery persons, and then their names and signatures. So that takes us to the second document, that is a packing list. This is supplied by the supplier or given by the supplier. It indicates which goods are in which carton. Okay. And then goods received. This is a list of all goods that have been delivered. Should be signed by the person receiving to acknowledge receipts of goods after cross-checking consignments. Okay. And then we have a discrepancies or discrepancy form. Discrepancies can be notified or noticed at time of delivery or after delivery. Discrepancies should always be reported and documented in writing for accountability purpose. Documented in writing for accountability purpose. When discrepancies are not noticed at the time of delivery, the delivery person should be notified and then the discrepancy noted on the delivery form, which should then also be signed by the delivery person. That it is advisable to record discrepancies at the time of delivery, because they may say we brought them in good condition, and then maybe how you people stored, that is what made them to get spoiled. So that is advisable to record discrepancies at the time of delivery. Otherwise, the supplier can always claim that your facility tampered with the medicines. Okay, so it's good we record them there and then, when even the delivery person is still present and witnesses that they are in bad condition. Okay, so this records a discrepancy record or form. This records any discrepancies arising from the delivery from the delivered goods. For example, wrong medicines, wrong formulations, damaged goods, poor quality, and then missing items, and then expired items, or those with short expiries. After delivery, discrepancies should be reported to the supervisor. Suppliers should be contacted. Discrepancy forms should be filled in, and then a formal notice or a letter should be sent to the supplier. The forms should be signed and filled by the facility. Okay, the forms that we are going to send to the supplier. So this is how a discrepancy form can look like. We see that it has we have a healthcare facility, and then received by, witnessed by, the details of shipments, that is requisition number, number of boxes received, and then we have transporter, name of the delivery person, and then the vehicle number. or registration. Then details of discrepancies. We have the issue. Sorry about that. Issue voucher, item description, code, unit or a size, and then their quantities. So the first thing we record in those items that are missing, we record their issue voucher, their item or the names of those that are missing, or over issued, like over surplus, those that are many, we record, and then what are their codes, the unit, and then the quantity. And then the second thing we check is the expired ones, those that are expired, their issue voucher, and then those other particulars. And then damaged, those that are damaged or poor quality items, we also record. And in case we have other discrepancies apart from the ones stated above, we also record. And then we conclude it by making a printout, and then should be signed, and then copies given to different departments, the administration, the finance committee, and then a copy to the the supplier. Okay, we also give a copy to the supplier. So that takes us to another documents or components of a discrepancy form. Details of the supplier. We are just repeating what we have seen in the diagram up, or how it can look like. Details of the supplier, details of the transport company, details of the discrepancy, that is item missing, excess supply, items issued in error, expired items, damaged or poor quality items. Then another document, we have what we call a receiving form, used for documenting receipts of commodities. Fill it in by enter the facility name, and then enter the date of the receipt. For each item, enter the product name, form, strength, and then the pack size. Strength is like the grams if they are solids, and then milligrams, still for solids, and then milliliters for liquids. So solids and even creams, we can measure them in grams, by the way. Okay, number of packs requested, number of packs received, batch number of the stock received, and then expiry date of the stock received. For each item, the person receiving should check that the product name, the form, the strength, the pack size, and that should match the order form. And then the number of packs requested and the number received is correct. The product has a reasonable shelf life, and then the packing material for each product has not been tampered with. That is all what we check with receiving forms. Enter the reference number of the delivery note / invoice. Record the name, signature, designation of the person who confirmed the order, and then the date. Then we have this is a sample of how a receiving form may look like. Confirmation of receipts of medicine, name of the facility, and then the date received. You give the product name, the dosage form, the strength, the pack size, the quantity ordered, quantity received, batch number, and then expiry date. And then after that, after you've listed all that, you put the delivery note number, the invoice number, then who confirmed it, and then sign, designation and the date, and then counter checked by signature, and then okay. So why do we need documents? Why documents? What are the advantages of using documents? So records help trace deliveries in case there are mistakes during deliveries. Records should be retained and available for review and audit purposes. Records can be used to determine how much money was spent buying the medicines. Records can also be used to determine which medicines were ordered and which ones were were received. Okay, and then records can also be used to develop sound procurement and storage plan. It also enables to identify wastages and other problems, and also improves in ordering practices. Okay, so that is why we need them and the importance. So we have elements of the receipt record. Elements of the receipt record, they are majorly particulars, that is the buyer and the seller, which is the key element of an invoice. So an invoice should have particulars of the buyer and then particulars of the seller. Okay, so quality of a receipt. A receipt, we have discrepancy, packing, damages, expiry, and labeling. A receipt should include those items that got expired, those items that were damaged, those items so that we do not pay for them, or they should tell us that we did not pay for the damaged and this way, and this is the number of those that were damaged, and this were the number of those that were not damaged. So how do we manage for variances? Variances are like irregularities that come within the storage or within the store, or when they are supplying for us the medicines, or when we are receiving the medicines. So there are majorly three variances that we can have. We can have under or over surplus, we can have short expiry, we can have breakage, and then damages. Any variances should be reported to the supervisor and then the supplier. So how do we manage for a variance called short expiry? With the short expiry, we can do stock tracking, that is physically checking the medicines for expiry, and then we can do stock rotation, where there are majorly two of them, that is the FIFO and the FIFO. The FIFO is a first expiry, first out, and then the FIFO first in, first out. So those items that come in first, we make sure they leave the facility or we distribute them first. Those that have short expiry, we make sure that they are consumed before they get expired in the facility. They are consumed first, even if the items that were already in the facility have a long expiry, meaning the ones that have short expiry have to leave the facility first, have to be distributed first. Okay, and then we have stock classification and arrangement. Stock classification, we arrange the stock so that we know where to find what. We can arrange them in alphabetical order. We can arrange them through a therapeutic effect. We can also arrange them in their dosage forms, different dosage forms. And we majorly have three types of dosage forms: the liquid dosage form, the solid dosage form, and then we have the semi-solid. However, we also have the gaseous dosage form. However, we store them in form of liquids. When we look at the aerosols, those are the gaseous. However, they are storage or they are packed in liquids. Okay. So stock tracking involves removing the expired items and then quantifying and costing, entering into the expiry receipt forms and then signed. Like you want to know what exactly do I have in the store. What is it that is present in this store and what is it that is not? That is tracking. You are taking track, you are following up, you are checking what is in. Stock rotation, this is usually either via the FIFO, that is first expiry, first out, or the FIFO, that is first in, first out. Medicines are stored with the earliest expiring batches in front and then picked and issued first. First expiry, first out. First in, first out. In case newly received items are stored behind, those that were received earlier have to be given out first. So the recommended practice, majorly, we recommend to practice the FIFO, first expiry, first out. This avoids accumulation of the expired medicines in the facility. Okay. So stock classification, all medicines stored should have a system of classifying or organizing them. All employees should be knowledgeable of the systems used in particular stock. During storage, medicines can be classified into alphabetical order, therapeutic or pharmacological category, and then can also be classified in form of the dosage forms. So with alphabetical, within each dosage form or group, the supplies are arranged in alphabetical order by generic name. Therapeutic class medicines are arranged depending on the therapeutic class applicable in small stores or clinical facilities. Dosage forms medicines are categorized according to their dosage forms. For example, tablets, syrups, injectables, ointments, and then creams. Those are the semi-solid dosage forms. Okay, so that is how we can arrange, and that is how we can manage for expiries. Damages and breakages, pill kits to be put in place, and then filling records, quantifying and costing should be done. For breakages, in case we have breakages, over and under supplies, missing items should be ordered again. If fewer supplies were received than were ordered, keep and use them, but plan on reordering these items soon. Some items should be returned in case of overstocking. Long-term expiry drugs overstocked should be stocked or donated in case of short expiries. Okay, so we can donate them to other facilities if they have short expiries, if the surplus has short expiries. So what are the importance of having more than one person receive medicine? More than one person should confirm delivery of special medicines like vaccines and narcotics. The other person acts as the witness. At times, theft may have occurred on transit. If someone questions the trustworthiness of the person receiving, so there is need for us to have a witness. At least there will be somebody to tell us the truth that yeah, we got this and that was the number. So we can defend ourselves if the supplier understocked us or brought for us small quantities compared to what we had ordered for. So we have a backup. We have more than one. But if it is only one person, the supplier can say, yeah, we brought it. Maybe that person went away with it. So it becomes a bit tough. So that brings us to the end of documents, and then advantages of using these documents, and then some variances that may come when we are receiving medicines and how we can manage them. In the next lecture, we are going to look at medicine return and how we return, when we return, how do we manage the return. Okay, thank you for now.